Good morning, all of you. Uh, we already started the sexual reproduction. In that, we have seen two sections or two parts. One is angiosperm, and there we have seen that, androecium. There we have seen that the androecium produces the pollen grain and ultimately the pollen gametophyte. And the male gametes are there in the pollen gametophyte. And in the last session, we have seen on that is on Saturday, we have seen there is female reproductive system, which we call as gynoecium, and that produces the female gamete, female gametophyte or the embryo sac in which the female gamete is there. Now you see two reproductive organs. We can say it has two individuals and one male gamete, the other one is female gamete. My voice is audible there. Voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the male and female gametes are there are two different locations. Now the point is that, for example, just look at the picture over here. Now you see this is the male gamete or producing structure. Here the male gametes are produced. Here the female gametes are produced. And both the gametes, both male and female gametes are stationary. That is not motile. Motile in the sense, here the male gametes are produced, here the female gametes are produced, and these two female gametes, you can see that they are not moving from one place to another. By its own, they cannot move. They cannot move from one place to another by its own. But these two gametes should come together. So male gametes are produced over here, female gametes are here, if it is there in the same flower, or it is going from one flower to another. Male gametes are here, female gamete is here, female gamete is here, and male gamete is here, and these gametes should come together. How the gametes will come together? What do you think? The gametes will get up early morning and then they will go to the opposite sex organ? No, it cannot go like that. But for further developments, I mean for fertilization, and then the formation of zygote, and ultimately for the development of a new generation or new offspring, a new progeny, this male gamete and female gamete should come together. Then only they can fuse. But by its own, they cannot move. So the point is that once the male gametes and female gametes are matured, naturally, the pollen grains should go to the female gamete where it is. And for that, in plants, some kind of adaptations are there. And this process of transfer of male gametes, pollen grains, from anther to the stigma of the female flower, we can say pollination. So today's topic is that pollination. Okay, today what we are going to see, what is the name of the topic? Please write in your chat box, what is the name of the topic? The name of the topic is that pollination, because both the gametes are non-motile, so these gametes should come together for that some adaptations to be done. And this transfer of male gametes from female from androecium or from anther to the stigma of the female reproductive system is known as pollination. Is it clear to you? What is pollination? Very simple sense, you can say transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma is known as pollination. Now you see this picture, you can see here the pollen grains are produced and these pollen grains are transferred to the stigma where it has to go. Okay, so this transfer is known as pollination. Okay, now you see that pollination, you can see that it's of different types. Basically, two types of pollination there. One is called self-pollination and second is that cross-pollination. Means, now look at this flower. This is one flower. In this one flower, you see there is a female reproductive system. Okay, there is a male reproductive system. Okay, now in this what you can see that the pollen grain which is produced on the anther of this flower is transferred to the stigma of the same flower. ये जो arrow mark थोड़ा उल्टा हो गया, that doesn't matter, but you just understand the pollen grain which is produced there on the anther, and that is transferred to the stigma of the same flower. That means this is one flower. In that flower, both male and female sex organs are there. And from the male sex organ, the pollen grains are transferred to the female sex organ of the same flower. Same flower, that we can say selfing or self-pollination. Or you can see self-pollination, one more type is there. This I told you that this is the case of a bisexual flower. Same flower, there is no two flowers are involved, only one flower is involved. But when you come to here you see this is one flower, this is another flower. Here the pollen grain transferred from anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower. That is also we are calling as self-pollination. In self-pollination we have seen, in one case what happens, the pollen grain is transferred from the anther to stigma of same flower. That is self-pollination. Another one we have seen that the pollen grain is transferred from anther to stigma of another flower. That is also self-pollination. Now, how many types of self-pollination I told you? Just write there in the chat box. How many types of self-pollination I told you? Two. One is between anther to stigma of the same flower, and second is then between two different flowers. Okay, both are self-pollination. Got it clearly? Now, what is self-pollination? Transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the same flower or of different flowers. Okay. Now, what particular point, one particular word I didn't say so far, that I will tell you when I say that second type. What is the second type of pollination? What is the second type of pollination? Cross pollination. So self pollination I told you, but one word I just drop it there. I will tell you, explain later. So what is cross pollination? Cross pollination means, now I told you in this case what is self pollination. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different flower, I said. Okay, that is self pollination, I said. But that can also be said as cross pollination. That can also be called as cross pollination because we are crossing this flower. In this case, there is only one flower and everything belongs to same. But in this case, what I said, one flower to another flower. That is self-pollination. At the same time, we can say cross-pollination. Then what is the difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination? मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल बोलता हूं. अभी देखिए, एक घर पे एक ब्रदर है, एक सिस्टर है. Brother and sister got married. That is example to this. Now, one brother, one family, and there one boy married a girl of their distant related family, or distant, yeah, close related family, not from the same house, from the same family. Not from the same, same family, but from different family, but they belongs to same relation, family relation. For example, uncle's daughter or uncle's son, like that. Here what happens? Exactly brother and sister. A brother sister ho gaya. In this case, see, this boy is going to marry of uncle's daughter. So इधर क्या difference है? They belongs to same family. Here it is close relative. Here it is distant relative. Okay. So we call it as self. लेकिन एक लड़की बाहर का किसी को शादी कर रहा है, going to marry a girl is going, yeah, boy is going to marry a girl belongs to another family or another district or another state or another country. That means they are not at all relative. Then we can say cross. So if we use the word cross over there, then what is missing here? The missing point is that in self-pollination, the anther of, pollen grain of one flower can be transferred to the stigma of another flower, but these flowers must be produced there on the same plant. One plant is one, sorry, plant is one, but flowers are different. So it is not cross-pollination. Since plant is same, that is also called as self-pollination. Got the point? The flower is same, that is cross self-pollination. If the flowers, different flowers of same plant, that is also self-pollination. It is also called as inbreeding, marriage within the family. Okay. But what is cross-pollination? Then it is very simple. If the flowers belongs to different plants, we call it as cross-pollination. You got it clearly the difference? Please write there. If you got the difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination, you write the point there. Yes. So what is self-pollination? In this case, how will you say self-pollination? Same plant, transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different flowers, but the plant is same. But in cross-pollination, the pollen grains can be transferred from one flower to another, but that is belongs to two different plants. Yes. So self-fertilized, self-pollination, we can say, yeah, self-fusion. Okay. So you got the point clearly now? Now you see, depends upon the source of pollen grain. Depends upon the source of pollen grain. There are three types of pollination. Already I told you the same only, but technical terms we are going to use here. Now, depends upon the source of pollen grain. Three types of pollination there. Number one, self-pollination, that is autogamy. Now look at this picture. Everything is explained here. What is autogamy? Autogamy, we can say, now you see here, same flower and the two stigma. This is called as autogamy, yeah, self-pollination. Now, look at second one. Plant is same, flowers are different, but under two stigma. This is called geitonogamy. Autogamy, and second is geitonogamy. Now third, look at their xenogamy. Xenogamy means what? Look at here. Flower of one plant and flower of another plant. So transfer of the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of different flowers of different plants. Two different plants. Then it is called a xenogamy. So मैंने तीन टाइप ऑफ पॉलिनेशन आपको बताया. सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन में दो टाइप होता है, within the same flower and within different flowers of same plant or between two different plants. Okay, इसमें क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन कौन सा है? आप उसका फर्स्ट लेटर लिखो चैट बॉक्स में. ये तीन टाइप मैंने बताया है, ए बी सी. इसमें क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन कौन सा है? Which one is cross pollination? First letter लिखो fast. Okay, I got two answers. One is G, other one is X. Which one is cross pollination? Sakshi, check करो बराबर. Which one is cross-pollination? The C is cross-pollination. Am I right? The C is cross-pollination. Which is C over here? Xenogamy. Is it clear? Now, so far we have seen two basic things. One, what is pollination? That is, pollination means transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of the female reproductive system. Then again, it is of two types. That is self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination is called as inbreeding. Cross-pollination, I will tell you, I will tell you, Sashi. Self-pollination is called as inbreeding. Cross-pollination is called as outbreeding. Now, then we also depends upon the source of pollen grain. There are three types. Autogamy. Auto means self within the same flower. Everything is happened within the same flower. That is what I said, between the between brother and sister of one family. Okay. Then geitonogamy means between two different flowers, but condition ek hi hai, that is of the same plant. Flowers are different, but that is belongs to one plant. Okay. That is geitonogamy. Sachi, you got it clearly. Geitonogamy means flowers are different, but their family is same, plant is same. अभी एक प्लांट में 10 फ्लावर्स है, सभी फ्लावर्स में उनका जीनोटाइप सेम है. Okay, genetically there is no difference at all the flowers are having the same genetic constitution. Okay, so geitonogamy is what? That is self-pollination only. Autogamy and geitonogamy both are same, both are belongs to self-pollination. But xenogamy means between two different families, between two different plants. Okay, is it clear? Now we go to the next slide. Next slide, we are going to see in detail now. Autogamy. Autogamy, I already told you, within the same flower. Now you see here, this is a pea flower. This pea flower is bisexual in nature. What is the meaning of bisexual in nature? Bisexual means both the sex organs are there in the same individual or same flower. That means if this flower is a bisexual, means both male and female reproductive system there in the same flower. Now suppose you see you are taking one flower, in that any one sex organ is there, either the female reproductive system or the male reproductive system there, then that flower is called as unisexual. Now you say, tell me, we all are human beings, right? In human beings, how the arrangement, whether we are bisexual or unisexual? Please tell me. Human beings are bisexual or unisexual? Unisexual. Human beings are unisexual. Okay. So this flower is a bisexual, means both male and female sex organs there in the same flower. If both the sex organs are there in same flower, then only autogamy can be taken place. Because here the male reproductive system, the androecium is there, the female reproductive system is there, both are maturing at the same time. When it is getting matured at the same time, the pollen grain of this is transferred to stigma of the same flower. Okay, on pollen grains. So this flower is pollinated by on pollen grain and produced genetically. ये भी देखना, याद रखना, genetically identical offsprings, similar offsprings. Example, P. So autogamy means auto, self, याद रखना. Autogamy मतलब self. So autogamy कहाँ होता है? Only it takes place in bisexual flower. Unisexual flower है तो meaning totally different हो गया. Then flower if unisexual, then autogamy cannot take place. Then it can be geitonogamy or xenogamy. Okay, autogamy will not take place in unisexual flower. Only in bisexual flower, the autogamy takes place. Okay, example P. Now look at the next one. In autogamous flowers, some important characteristics you can notice there. Now, flower is bisexual. If the flower is bisexual, it can remain there in two conditions. The bisexual flowers if the pollination is taken by its own pollen grain, they can remain there in two conditions. How many conditions I said? How many conditions I said? The bisexual flowers can remain there in two conditions. Good. Now, one condition is that when the anther, you have male and female reproductive sex organs are got matured, the flower can open. Now you see this flower is open, the male sex organ and the female sex organs are exposed. So whenever in an autogamous flower, the male and female sex organs are exposed. A male female sex organs kabhi expose kar sakta hai when the flower is in an opening condition. When the flower is in a bud condition, you cannot see the sex organs of the flower. The male or female sex organs you cannot see because that is covered, that is enclosed. But when the flower is in an open condition, the male and female sex organs are exposed. Or we can say the flower is open. What you can say? The flower is, what do you call? The flower is open. When the flower is open, such flowers we can say chesmogamous. So in autogamous flowers, two conditions are there. One condition is that the sex organs are exposed. That means the flower is open. That such type of flowers we can say chesmogamous flowers. Example, Commelina, a Commelina plant. Now there is another condition. Now another condition is there. Look at this another condition. The another condition is that is called a clistogamous. Chesmogamous मैंने आपको बता दिया. Second condition is that is called clistogamous. अभी इधर देखिए ये flowers आप देख लीजिए. Is the flower is open? You please write there in the chat box. Yes or no? The flower is open? No. When you look at this flower, what do you feel? आपको क्या लगता है फ्लावर देखे? कौन सा कंडीशन? ओपन कंडीशन या बड कंडीशन? आपको कैसे लगता है ये? Yeah, when you look at this flower, you feel that this flower is still there in bud condition. You feel like that. But you remember, this flower is always like this. Because this flower do not open at all. ये फ्लावर कभी भी ओपन नहीं करेंगे. ये हमेशा ऐसा ही कंडीशन में रहता है. ये कंडीशन क्या है? ये क्लिस्टोग्यामस बोलता है. If the flower is not opening at all, this we can call as clistogamous. So chesmogamous तो क्या होता है? That flower is going to open. When the flower is open, now you see here one flower you can see that is open. That means the sex organs, that is the androecium and gynoecium, both are open, yeah, exposed. But in this condition, the flower is never opening. The flower never opens. That is always like a bud, like in a bud condition. Okay, so since the flower is not opening at all, what you can say, anther and stigma lie close to each other and there is no other option. They have to go for self-pollination only. Okay, and mostly this is seen there in underground plants. Even in Commelina also you can notice that some flowers are open, some flowers are in bud condition. Like that in bud condition. Okay, so here what happens? It is seen in underground plant. Okay, that is why you can see the soil and all here. Here you can see the soil particles. That means this is an underground flower. Now, and this disguise in the flower buds itself. Example, Viola and Commelina. You got it clearly, autogamy? What is autogamy? Please write in short form. What is autogamy? What is autogamy? Short form में लिखो chat box में. Self pollination, but self pollination two types होता है. Autogamy, pollination by listen, pollination by on pollen grain. That is a short form. No, listen clearly. Autogamy मतलब pollination by on pollen grain. मतलब एक ही फ्लावर में होता है, on pollen grain से क्या होता है? Pollination होता है. Okay, that is autogamy. Self pollination only, but the pollen grains taken from the same flower. Self-pollination by on pollen grain. Then, how many types of flowers are there? Autogamy, autogamous flowers, how many types are there? Two types are there. One is chasmogamy. Chasmogamy matlab in which the flower will open. In chasmogamy, flower will open. So the sex organs are exposed. Then what is the second type? Cleistogamous. In cleistogamous, what happens? The flower is always like a bud. The flower is always like a bud. It never opens and it is mostly seen in underground. Okay, seen underground. Example, Viola comilina. Okay, examples याद रखना. Now वापस से पिक्चर देख लीजिए. Another picture आपको मैं दिखा रहे. इसमें गीटनोगामी लिखा है. I'm sorry. See, once again you see the same point, self autogamy, self pollination. देखिए अभी ये दूसरा एक फ्लावर, प्लांट एक ही है, एक फ्लावर दूसरा फ्लावर ट्रांसफर हो रहा है. दिस इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड अ गीटनोगामी. ओके, ये भी सेल्फ पोलिनेशन है. ये ऑटोगामी, ये भी सेल्फ पोलिनेशन है. नाउ यू टेल मी हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ सेल्फ पोलिनेशन देयर? हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ सेल्फ पोलिनेशन देयर? गुड, टू टाइप्स आर देयर. फर्स्ट लेटर्स यू राइट, दोनों का फर्स्ट लेटर्स लिखो. दोनों का फर्स्ट लेटर्स लिखो. ऑटोगामी, सेल्फ पोलिनेशन, दोनों दो टाइप है, उसका दोनों का फर्स्ट लेटर्स लिखो. Otto and Ketnogamy. Okay, is it clear? Now we go to the third type. Okay, third type, what is that? Look at here. Xenogamy. Xenogamy क्या है? ये एक प्लांट है, प्लांट ए. दूसरा क्या है? प्लांट बी. अब यहां देखिए, प्लांट ए से पोलन ग्रेन कहां जाता है? Pollen grain is going to plant B. That means flowers of different plants. This is in short form we call cross pollination, or it is also known as xenogamy. So cross pollination का दूसरा नाम क्या है? फर्स्ट लेटर लिखो जल्दी. क्रॉस पोलिनेशन का दूसरा नाम xenogamy. Now what is xenogamy? Look at here down. The transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of, this is the most important thing. What is written here? This is what is written here. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. What is written here? इधर क्या लिखा है देख लीजिए. Different plant. Yes, absolutely correct. Okay, so xenogamy मतलब different plants. Pollination between two different plants. Okay, but one point याद रखना, it must be same species. It must be same species. अलग अलग species है तो pollen grain transfer हो गया तो भी it will not germinate, क्योंकि compatibility नहीं है, उधर का genetic constitution same नहीं होगा. Okay, now you see, you marry a South Indian or North Indian or East Indian or other countries or African or any people of any human being of different country, anywhere you can marry, because that belongs to same species. All the human beings belongs to one species, but a human being cannot marry another animal because there belongs to alag species. He cannot marry an ape. He cannot marry any other type of animal because their genetic constitution will be different, and so it will not compatible. So same species होना चाहिए, एक point भी मन में रखना है. Okay, now what is the advantage of xenogamy? In xenogamy, if you go for self pollination, अभी आपको मालूम है relatives का marriage normally हम लोग encourage नहीं करते. We are not encouraging the marriage of relatives. Why? Because that may result in various types of genetic disorders. Means we can say that there's some kind of disadvantage will happen. So same manner, if self-pollination is continued, what will happen? All the progenies belongs to the same. There will not be any kind of variation. there will not be any kind of what you can say evolution. So what will happen? Gradually, we can see then the species we can say then that become not healthy. That may not be that much viable. Many disadvantages may happen there in that. But if it is a cross pollination, what you can notice then it brings variation. It brings variation. That means it brings genetically varied offsprings that will result in evolution. So for sustained life, we can say this cross pollination is very much good, very good in this, or it is equally important. Okay, so which one is better, self pollination or cross pollination? Agar koi puchega to the cross pollination is better because we can produce genetically varied offsprings. Kyunki in self pollination, all the offsprings are genetically same. Vinayak, you have any doubt? You raise your hands. If you have any doubt, you can write them in the chat box. I'm watching chat box. Okay. So self pollination, cross pollination. Which one is good? Which one is good? Self pollination, cross pollination. Which one is good? Cross pollination is good. Okay, fine. Now we go to the next slide. Now the point is that how this transfer of pollen grains will take place. Now we have seen that there are three different types of pollination. Basically two types: self pollination and cross pollination. Self pollination, two types are there within the same flower, which we call autogamy, and between two different flowers of the same plant we call gynogamy, and between two different flowers of the two different plants, then it is called as cross pollination or xenogamy. But now the point is that both the sex organs or both the gametes, I mean the male gamete and female gamete, both male gametes and the egg are stationary. Both are stationary. Then how these pollen grains will be transferred to stigma? Both the sex organs should come together. For that, by its own, nothing can be done. Some kind of adaptations the plants are having. In plants, we can say that for the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma, some kind of modifications they have, some kind of adaptations they have. These adaptations are always depends upon the agents involved in this transfer. Without agents, the transfer of pollen grains will not take place. So they have two different types of agents. One is a living agent and another one is that a non-living agent. The non-living agents we call as non-biotic agents. This is called as non-biotic agents. Second is that biotic agents. So for the transfer of pollen grain or for pollination, all the plants required some kind of agents. And these agents are two types. One is abiotic and second is that biotic. One is abiotic and second one is that biotic. Then what do you mean by abiotic? What do you mean by abiotic? Abiotic. Biotic means what? Living one. Biotic means living agents. No, abiotic means non-living agents. अभी नॉन लिविंग एजेंट्स मैंने आपको इधर एग्जांपल दिया है. देखिए, वन इज विंड. अभी इधर देखो, ये पिक्चर में देखो तो आपको आइडिया मिलेगा, रिप्रेजेंट्स विंड. सो विंड इज एन एजेंट एंड सेकंड इज दैट, हियर देखिए, ये एरिया देखिए, दिस इज वाटर. So there are two types of abiotic agents. One is wind and second is that water. Okay. Now you come to biotic agents. Biotic agents are different one. So many types of biotic agents are there. Living agents are there. What are they? One, insects. Okay, इधर देखो तो आपको पूरा मिल जाएगा. मैं ऐसा ही सब पिक्चर डाल दिया है इधर. अभी insects, you see the housefly is there. Butterfly is there, birds are there, snail there, bat there. So different types of biotic agents are represented over here, shown here. But insects are there, birds there, bats there, when primates there, arboreal rodents, rat वगैरह, then reptiles like lizard वगैरह. So all these are various living agents. We call them as biotic agents. Okay. So what do you understand by this slide? For pollination, what is a must? Agents are required. Agent is a must. How many types of agents are there? How many types of agents are there? Two types of agents there. What are they? Short form में लिखो. What are they? Abiotic and biotic. Abiotic कितना example मैंने आपको दिखाया? How many example I showed? Two. Which are they? Which are they? Water. Second, wind. Then biotic agents. Biotic agents means living one. Okay. So living one. And in that, so many different types of animals are there. Even insects are there, birds are there, snail there, reptiles there, rat there, bat there. So like that, different types of organisms or living organisms are there. Now I will take the first one. That means today I will finish only the non-living. Biotic we will see tomorrow. Okay, only two types of what you can say abiotic agents we'll discuss today, and then we'll stop. Okay, so first one is that wind pollination. Now wind pollination is having another technical name. वो टेक्निकल नेम याद रखना. आपको ये स्लाइड में ये इंपॉर्टेंट स्टडी करना है. व्हाट आर द अडेप्टेशंस, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, मॉडिफिकेशंस. फ्लावर का अडेप्टेशंस आपको याद रखना है एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. कुछ एग्जांपल भी आपको स्टडी करना है, बस इतना ही है. ओके, सो विंड पॉलिनेशन का दूसरा नाम है एनिमोफिली. द अदर नेम ऑफ विंड पॉलिनेशन इज दैट एनिमोफिली. एनिमोफिली सुन के एनिमल सोच के जाने का नहीं, एनिमोफिली बोलेगा तो विंड पॉलिनेशन है. ओके, सो इन विंड पॉलिनेटेड फ्लावर्स, now you see all these plants are pollinated by means of wind. And these flowers, if you observe, you can see that these flowers are having certain characteristics which are helping them for wind pollination. And what are those characters that we are going to see now? Okay, you please see the pictures over here clearly. Okay, now you see here, these are the flowers. Okay, all these are the various types of flowers. All these are wind pollinating flowers. Wind is the pollinating agent over here. What characteristics you can see there in these flowers? Look at here the points, one after the other. देखिए, the characteristics of the flower. Number one, अभी देखिए इधर कितना flower है? How many flowers are there here? Aryan, you have any doubt? Aryan, you have any doubt?
No, no, sir.
You please write there in the chat box. You please write. Everybody can see. If you are unable to write, then you tell me. No, you have no doubt. Okay. So now you tell me that how many flowers here? What do you think? Is it one flower or many flowers? What do you think? One flower. Okay. Vivek is telling me that one flower. Okay. What about others? What about others? Many flowers. Okay. What about this one? All these you look at there. ये सब आप देख लीजिए. Okay, Vivek, Magesh, McVish. Okay, so you just see that this is not one flower. This is a group of flowers. ये inflorescence बोलता है. ये many flowers है. Best example मैं आपको बोला तो maize, grass, कोई भी grass, maize, ये सब आप देख लीजिए. So इसमें क्या है? So many flowers are there. बट आप देखिए एक सिंगल फ्लावर को देखिए आप. फ्लावर इज लार्ज? नो, द फ्लावर इज स्मॉल. सो पहला पॉइंट याद रखना, विंड पॉलिनेटिंग फ्लावर्स में फ्लावर इज स्मॉल. द फ्लावर इज वेरी स्मॉल एंड दे आर ऑलवेज सीन देयर इन क्लस्टर. देखिए क्लस्टर में दिखता है ना, फ्लावर छोटा है। अब एक फ्लावर को निकाल के देखो तो वेरी वेरी स्मॉल। अब चाइना रोज फ्लावर आपका मन में रखे या रोज फ्लावर मन में देखे, ये देखेंगे तो दिस फ्लावर्स आर वेरी स्मॉल। कोई भी ग्रास का आप निकाल के देख लीजिए, द ग्रास फ्लावर इज वेरी स्मॉल, but at the same time they are, you see that this is a group of flowers which we call as inflorescence. So flower is small and inconspicuous, at the same time they are seen in cluster. और दूसरे पॉइंट, अभी आपको मालूम है रोज फ्लावर इज अट्रैक्टिव और नॉट? रोज फ्लावर इज एन अट्रैक्टिव वन और नॉट? You like it? Why you like it? Why you like the rose flower? Is fragrance? Fragrance is there, color is there. So because of color, because of fragrance, you like that flower, right? So अभी इधर देखिए, ये फ्लावर का कुछ कलर है, ऐसा अट्रैक्टिव कलर है? No, there is no color. There is no attractive color. Okay, so ये जो विंड पोलिनेटिंग फ्लावर्स में एक पॉइंट यही बोला मैंने, ये फ्लावर स्मॉल है, इनकॉन्स्पिकस है, और दूसरा कलरलेस है। और लास्ट 2 पॉइंट्स, इसका अंदर कुछ नेक्टर नहीं है और कुछ फ्रैग्रेंस नहीं है। नेक्टर बोलेगा तो मालूम, आपको मालूम है कुछ फ्लावर्स में आप देखें ना, उसका अंदर एक हनी रहता है ना। ये इंसेक्ट्स वगैरह वो फ्लावर को क्यों विजिट कर रहे हैं? अभी हनी भी बहुत फ्लावर्स को विजिट कर रहे हैं, काय के लिए हनी भी फ्लावर्स को विजिट कर रहे हैं? टू सक द नेक्टर, क्योंकि दैट फ्लावर इज प्रोड्यूसिंग द नेक्टर, हनी, एंड दैट इज सक्ड बाय द हनी बीज एंड देन दे आर मेकिंग द कॉम्ब। सो सम फ्लावर्स आर प्रोड्यूसिंग हनी, बट ये विंड पॉलिनेटिंग फ्लावर्स में ऐसा नेक्टर वगैरह कुछ भी नहीं और उसका फ्रैग्रेंस भी नहीं। ओके, सो फ्लावर इज स्मॉल, inconspicuous, colorless, without nectar and fragrance. Okay, fragrance means what? Smell. Fragrance means smell. कुछ order वगैरह कुछ नहीं है। Okay, now same we are repeating. Next slide में देखिए क्या points अगर अभी लिख रहे हैं, अभी इतना point, I mean previous slide में मैंने आपको बताया, that is regarding the flower. Whatever I told you in the previous slide, that was about the flower. Flower is small, flower is inconspicuous, flower is colorless, flower is having no honey, yeah, no nectar, no fragrance, no smell, no odor. Okay, now we are going to see about the pollen grain. The pollen grain is also getting modified. What modifications the pollen grain is having? Now, one thing is that, now you see this flower, अभी इधर देखिए, pollen grains are released there in the air. अभी इसमें हवा मीन्स हवा मारा, इसमें विंड लगा, विंड लगने की वजह से क्या हो गया? So much of pollen grains are released there in the air. That means the pollen grains are produced there in large amounts. Why they are producing pollen grains there in large number? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you tell me why they are producing large number of pollen grains? Any idea? No idea. Why they're producing a large number? Because these pollen grains are transferred through air now. The wind is carrying the pollen grain. The wind is carrying the pollen grain. So the pollen grains are there in the air. It is falling here and there. So when these pollen grains are falling here and there, for example, 10,000 pollen grains are released there in the air. Out of these 10,000 pollen grains, very few pollen grains are falling there on the stigma of the same flower. Same flower means the same species. Other pollen grains, some pollen grains may fall in the air, I mean in the water, some may fall on the rock, or some may fall on other here and there. So to confirm the pollination, they have to produce large number of pollen grains because wind is the pollinating agent. So pollen grains are produced there in large number. Clear ho gaya? Is it clear now? Is it clear? To confirm the pollination. Now, second thing is that the pollen grains are dry in nature. Pollen grains are dry in nature because these pollen grains are carried in air. If the pollen grains are not dry, that will increase the weight. If the pollen grains are dry, their weight will be light. Then they can easily fly in the air. So the pollen grains are light in weight. Thereby, they can easily fly there in the air. And even we can notice the pollen grains are having no, yeah, that is having lightweight. Okay, non-sticky. See here. इधर कुछ spines वगैरह कुछ नहीं है. Pollen grains are having no spines, such things. So it can easily fly there in the air. And in some plants, we can notice that the pollen grains are having certain wing-like expansions. So they can easily fly in the air there. Okay, the pollen grain is smooth. इधर देखिए, no spines वगैरह कुछ नहीं. Then light in weight. Pollen grains are very small. Then they have sometimes wing-like expansions. ये सब काय के लिए है? Why all this kind of arrangement there in that, modifications in that? Because it helps to fly there in the air. Okay, so these are the characteristics of pollen grain: many, dry, light in weight, and non-sticky. Not over. Now go look at next slide. Now the stamen is also having some adaptations. Not only the flower is having adaptations or pollen grain, even the stamen is also having some adaptations. Now abhi ye flower dekhiye, even in maize also you can see the same characteristics. Now you see so many flowers, so many stamens. देखिए ये सब stamen है, ये जो hang हो रहे हैं ना, the hanging one, all these are stamens. इसका picture में बढ़ा के दिखा रहे हैं आपको इधर, देखिए. Now you see the stamen is hanging there. अब इसका एक दूसरा डायग्रामेटिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन आप इधर देखो, ये ओरिजिनल है, ये इनका डायग्रामेटिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन. देखिए, दिस इज वन stamen. How the stamen? The stamen is hanging there in the air because of a long filament. This is called a filament. That filament is very long. See, and because of this long filament, the stamen is hanging there in the air. Okay, and अंदर का shape भी देखो, ये अंदर का ना, ये बीच में, इसका पिक्चर दिखाने को इधर नहीं हो रहा है मेरे को. So इधर center पे एक attachment है. So what happens that this अंदर is just lying over there. Small wind में, light wind में भी क्या होता है, ये pollen grain stamen क्या होता है, ऐसा move होता है. It is just keep on moving there in the air. Thereby the pollen grains are released there in the air easily. So such type of anther we say versatile anthers. Okay. So stamen का adaptation क्या है? They have a long filament, and this, because of this long filament, the anther is hanging there in the air, and because of the wind, the whatever stamens are produced there in anther, it is released there in the air because of the shake or because of the movement of this anther there in the air. Got it? That is versatile anther. इसका ये जो फिलामेंट है ना, ये अंदर का सेंटर पे कनेक्टेड है, इसलिए वो फल्क्रम क्या बोलता है, कुछ ऐसा मूव होता है. They can easily move, and that type of anther is called as versatile anther. Okay. Now, अभी stamen मैंने बता दिया आपको, long filament, versatile anther. Okay. Now, what is the characteristics of stigma? Stigma adaptation. Stigma का adaptation ये है stigma. This is what is called the stigma. How it looks like? The stigma is look like a feather. Feather का जैसा look दिखता है ना. So this is looking like a feather. अभी देखिए why it is looking like a feather. The reason is that when the pollen grains are flying there in the air, are you following me? You are okay? Comfortable? Yeah. So if this feather is there, if any stamen passing through this area, it can be means it can be caught by this filament. The filament will catch the stamen which is there in the air. That is why this stigma is feathery in nature. Okay. So याद रखना, this is feathery in nature. Stamen का जैसा. So this stigma is also exposed to air currents. So because of that, this stigma can catch the pollen grain which is flying there in the air. You got it clearly? So these are the various characteristics of the anemophilous plants. Okay. I hope that you understood this part clearly. Now we want to see some examples. मैंने आपको बताया है examples क्या है. सभी ग्रास, सभी ग्रास बोल दो आपको, इधर एग्जांपल्स लिखा है मैंने बहुत, वीट है, बार्ली, राई, राइस, मेज, oats, millet, palm, oats, or any grass is examples for this anemophilous flowers. Okay, is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Okay.